Your Country 1039 KGRT, Lady A, and American Honey. I do love that song.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Time for our question of the day. And maybe I have been kind of avoiding it a lot. Haven't had a lot of questions about mom this week, even though Sunday is indeed Mother's Day. So we cannot forget about mom. Nope, cannot do it. So in honor of Mother's Day, I saw a CNN article that was called Help, I'm Turning Into My Mother. Yeah, it's all about, those things that make you realize that you're basically turning into your parents, right? Yeah, you know the signs. So, is it certain things that you say or tell your children? Is it certain phrases, the way that you act or to kind of do things, or some conversation, that you realize, yeah, I'm turning into my parents right now. In particular, turning into your mom. When did you realize that you were turning into your parents? So that is our question of the day. And in particular, if you were turning into your mom, I can honestly say I didn't think that, it was ever going to happen. But one day, talking with my mom, and then the conversation was all about the medications that we're taking. Yeah. That was a tough day. It was, really. But, that's when I kind of realized, oh, no, I am turning into my mom. Yep. So, I don't know. That's the one for me. What about you? Is there a certain moment there that you realized it, or there's certain things or phrases, things that you say to your kids, maybe just a little something, and you realize, oh, no, I am turning into my mom? You might just realize it this morning thinking about that. So, go ahead and let me know your answers for our question of the day. You can call them in. You can text them in at 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. Go ahead and let me know your answers for our question of the day. Oh, by the way, of course, we are live on our social media pages, so you can just head over there, Facebook, YouTube, and leave your comments and let me know, when did you realize you were turning into your parents? Like I said, if you're thinking about things right now, it might be this morning, right? Yeah. Let me know your answers for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. All right, exclusively up on our social media pages right now. And I don't know, it's quite the moment when you realize that you're turning into your parents, that you're doing things. Now, with my dad, I realized that we were a lot alike a long time ago when I was younger. In fact, a lot of people noticed that we were a lot alike back then. In fact, I think I had my stepmother, Sandy, once tell me she doesn't understand how me and my dad would get along so well because we are so much alike. So, I don't know, one of those things. But, yeah, I believe I was just having a conversation one day with my mom, and it ended up just being about the medications that we were all taking. We were comparing medications, and I was like, oh, my goodness, I'm turning into my mom. Or I think at one time I was talking with her, and I had to tell her, Mom, I have to go to bed. And I realized I was going to bed sooner than my mom was normally going to bed, because I get up early in the morning, though. That's a difference. I really do. If I didn't have to get up so early, I would not be going to bed at that time. But, yeah, there are the little things that let you know that you are kind of turning into your parents. And sometimes the way that you explain things to people or tell people things, yeah, that's pretty much it. I love it as we get older, that a lot of our conversations do turn into talking about the weather and which medications we're talking about, or our doctors. Getting old is so much fun. Once again, let me know your answers for our question of the day, though. When did you realize that you were turning into your parents, in particular your mother? Of course, Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday, so we can't leave Mom out of it. Let me know your answers. Comment down below. Of course, you can call them in or text them in at 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. In the meantime, going to kind of check out what's going on in and around the world. And just when you thought that there was no more Star Wars stuff to talk about this week, Talker Research says that a Luke Skywalker trading card recently sold for, get this, $684,700. That's right, nearly 3/4 of a mil there. And it's a 1977 Topps card. Came in a pack with a stick of gum, and the card is the most expensive Star Wars one ever sold. The way that trading card games are going these days, I expect that one to probably to be broken sometime in the near future. Of course, Mother's Day this weekend, and well, flowers getting expensive this year due to, you guessed it, high gas prices. Talked about this a little bit earlier on air that, yeah, gas prices are driving a lot of things that are going to be more expensive. So it's not just flowers, but every part of what it is that, gets those flowers to the door is a little bit more expensive because gas is expensive. We got to ship things around the country because not everything is grown locally or sourced locally. So, yeah, that's always going to drive up prices. However, if you did want to make your flowers last longer for moms, NBC has put together a little list of things you can do to help your flowers last a lot longer. Bacteria in the vase water can speed up decay, so florists say start with clean vase, trim the stems at about a 45-degree angle, and then add flower food or a splash of citrus soda. Keep flowers away from drafts and heat, and refrigerate at night, and replace the water every other day. That'll make your flowers last longer. So just a little tip right there to make mom's flowers last a little bit more. Let's see. Just got a text message in. I have to go ahead and take a look at this one. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, when I do, my wife lets me know by calling me Bob Seniors. That's what my daughter called my dad when she was younger. So every time he starts to act like his dad, the wife lets him know. Well, and actually, the last statement on there, it's in your DNA. There's not much you can do about it. It's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen. Once again, go ahead and let me know your answers for our question of the day today. In honor of Mother's Day on Monday, at what time did you realize that you were turning into your mom? Or, like I said, to your parents in general, but your mom in particular, when did you realize you were turning into that? And like I said, when I started having conversations with my mom about all the medications that we're both taking, which ones are working, which ones aren't, I realized, oh my goodness, I'm turning into my mom, my parents in general. Yeah. It's a hard feeling to get into, isn't it? Well, once again, let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, leave your comments down below for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las